Alright, FishAholics, coming at you from Montauk, on our way to the surf right now, and it is really honking right now, the wind. It's blowing like 25 to like 30 out of the northeast, and that should make for some really good surf conditions. The winds are even supposed to get higher by the end of the day because Hurricane Dorian, I think, is a few hundred miles south of us right now. And by the end of the day, it's gonna maybe pass by like 100, 150 miles south of Montauk. Could come closer, could go further, who really knows, but we're gonna try and hit the surf around high water. We've got strong northeast winds as well, so that could just set up a situation for some epic early fall, late summer striper surf fishing. So let's go see if we can catch some fish.
Just made it to our first spot. We're gonna try and kind of hiding out of the wind here. We're next to the bluff, and of course we're gonna start out with a white bucky in these really turbulent conditions. And I'm using the waterproof casing for the GoPro, so hopefully the audio turns out all right and it's not like really quiet or doesn't get disturbed by a lot of wind. But what's good about this spot is we'll have the wind at our back a little bit, and it blows around this point and creates a lot of current, and then it drops off a little bit into that cove, and a lot of times some stripers like to kind of hang out in that area. And we'll start with like a 1 1/4 ounce white bucktail. I also got, yellow and green bucktails, because in these kind of conditions, bucktails really stand out the most, and they cut through the wind nicely, they float nicely in this heavy current, and stripers just love them. But I also got some shads rigged up on like 1 1/4, 1 1/2 ounce jig heads, and that's what we're gonna try. So let's start fishing this first spot, see if anything's home. Not a whole lot of weeds on our first cast. That's a good sign. This water is oh so juicy. There's definitely going to be some stripers here, but it's just going to depend on how many and what size they're going to be. Oh, fish on. I don't know what this is. It might be a bluefish. Jumped out of the water. Pulling pretty good. Alright, that didn't take long for like a 27, 28 inch bass. What's up, buddy? Thanks for playing the game. Hooked them really weird. Real skinny fish too. Alright, let's try and do that again. Find the older mother though. Another one right there. Same spot. Haven't even taken 5 casts yet. Already hooked up twice. Decent fish. This guy ate the bucky real nicely. Another skinny one though. They have such a hard bite. He's like clamping on my thumb right now. See you later, baby. All right, really sweet. So that's why I'm fishing these conditions, because you can get in to some really hot action like this really quick. if you're fishing the right spot at the right time of the tide. If I was here with a lot lower water though, I probably wouldn't have caught these fish. This spot produces really well when the water is really high. We're towards the end of the flood tide, and then soon the tide's gonna probably start going out. And oh, there it got hit again. So I think this bucktail is like 1.25 ounce. We're gonna try something a little bit heavier. Like this 1.5 ounce. And we're gonna try yellow. Throw on the same Uncle Josh pork rind. That looks really good. Oh, that one crushed it on the yellow bucky. Same spot. They're piled right in here. Woo-hoo-hoo! I love it. They're getting smaller though. That's unfortunate. So this is our setup for today. We're using my 9-foot medium power, moderate action, St. Croix Mojo Surf. Whoa, gosh, getting knocked off the rock. And a 250 stall, 40-pound Green Moss Power Pro braid, and a 50-pound 4-foot Tsunami fluorocarbon leader. It's a little TA clip, and so far the bucktails are working, so we're gonna keep on throwing them. Oh, there he is. Let's try launching it way out there. Oh yeah, that's where a big girl is laying. Gonna kind of slow the retrieve, let it sink down a little bit. Every 5 to 7 turns of the reel, I give it just one solid jig. You can also vary it and kind of give it 2 jigs, but with heavier bucktails like this, I like to just give it one solid jig 90% of the time. Seems like that's how these fish like it. All right, it's been about 30 minutes without a bite. Tried a bunch of different presentations, but nada. So we're gonna move a little bit further east, try and see if we can find another bite. Oh, look at this. A little rusted, no hook really, but found a nice sluggo. Definitely could find a use for that. And a couple more balloons to pick up. A lot of garbage. At least some of the trash can kind of be a treasure. Whew. That one took me right off my feet. All right, in some good prime real estate here. Let's see if we can get anything nice. There's a fish right there. Hard to tell how big it is. It feels pretty heavy, but I think it's just a little schooly. But at least it's something. Knew there was something here. There's like a little line of boulders right out there, about 10-15 yards. Caught that fish right on the edge of it. He was probably cruising up and down it, looking for any kind of bait fish to slurp up. So we'll take another 10-15 casts, see if we get another bite. If we don't, then we'll keep on moving. This rain feels Feels like needles hitting my face. Alright, so I think we fished about as far east as I want to go, and we're going to start working our way back. And we just caught like one more short little schoolie, and about 10 minutes ago I actually noticed that the tip top got cracked back there a ways. I made a really hard cast, rod tip kind of went down and slightly smacked a rock, so we cracked the guide. And I don't want to keep reeling the line in and out of that guide, or it's just going to mess up the braid and fray it a lot. So I de-threaded it from that and just threaded it through the second guide here, so we could at least still fish a little bit on our way back, and hopefully get a few more, maybe get on one more little bite. Alright, we're back where we started the day, and this is where we caught most of our fish. We'll give it another try on our way back. Water I thought would be a lot lower, but it's still way up. It didn't really change at all. Oh, there's a fish. And there's still fish here. See how the water's all brown right here in front of me? That's a lot of runoff from all the rain we had. Luckily the rain kind of quit. Hopefully it doesn't start up again. Little fella. Oh, there's another fish right there. Piled up on this spot today. Pretty sweet. Did a lot more walking than we needed to. We probably should have just stayed put. Oh, look at that. That's what they're feeding on right there. Sick, that's awesome. Really cool that he spit some bait up. Not that graceful, but he went away. Whoa, Jesus. That fish crushed it. I was ripping it in too. I wasn't thinking we were gonna get a bite. So it's pretty good. As soon as we got back to the spot, we were in to fish again. It's been like 10 minutes. Caught 3 so far. So we'll probably give it like another 30 minutes, see what we can catch. If we keep catching fish, then we might as well stay longer, fish here for the next hour or so, and maybe get lucky, find something with a little bit more quality and nail them. Oh, that's a good fish. Woof. Definitely something a little better. Or not. Another small fish. I don't know why this one pulled so hard when he first hit. Thought he was going to be at least a keeper. Little guy. Alright, I think this is about it. We're still getting some bites here and there, but you know, all the fish seem to be about the same size. So we're gonna head on back.
Alright, we've made it back, FishAholics. Feels good to have the gear off. Still really whipping, like you can tell by looking at the trees. And I would say for a portion of the time we were out there, probably like the further east we got until we turned back around, the wind had to have been gusting up to like 30 plus or maybe even up to 40. It felt like needles hitting my skin when it was raining really hard and that wind was whipping across. And I couldn't even walk forward down the beach because I couldn't see. The rain was hitting my face so quick and I couldn't even open my eyes. But still pretty awesome to get out there. I love fishing these kind of conditions. If you've never fished or don't fish these type of conditions, it could be worthwhile if you have the right equipment, take the right precautions, and you can get out there and you might be surprised and get on a really nice bite, or at least get a few quality bites. And today we really didn't have that, but at least we got on a bite. right on the way out, caught a bunch of fish at our first spot, then explored around for a little bit. It was kind of challenging fishing other spots with that crosswind. You know, then we made it out there quite a ways and turned back around. I noticed that my guide on the tip was cracked, and then I had to re-rig that, and then on the way back, go figure, the same spot. On the way out we fished, on the way back we got on another bite in the same spot. And that spot we could really fish effectively because we had the wind at our back, and the wind was whipping around the point, creating a lot of current, a lot of turbulent white water, and there was also clean water there, so we were whipping our bucktail right out there into the strike zone, and that's where a lot of fish were kind of hanging out, and they were feeding on that little bait that you saw that one fish spit up, which was pretty sweet to see. I think the next couple of days we're supposed to have similar conditions like what we had today, so I'm looking forward to it. Another opportunity to get back out there and maybe get on that better quality bite that we were searching for today. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll put all the equipment down in the description below. If you have a question, post it in the comments section, and also below this video, if you're watching on a mobile device, you should see like a Teespring FishAholic account where I have FishAholic apparel, which if you pick something up, that would be amazing to help support the channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you out here, see you on the water, or see you in the next video. But like always, never forget, live to fish, fish to live.